Hey, what's going on? Quick update. Bitcoin having a nice rally off of our buy signal. Hopefully everything's cool. If everybody can hear me. Let me do a couple things here. What's up, Tammy? All Riz. Head and shoulders, yeah. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be saying that, but the right 8,500 will probably give us that right shoulder, and then we have a little E-wave pullback. That'll get everybody scared. And that'll be the bottom probably for a quick round of 10 grand. Would be my guess. PPT. Cameron, I think you asked for that in Discord, I believe. Let's do that right now. PPT, 4 hour. That's all it's going to load on this exchange. I mean, there we are finally. I mean, been a laggard, obviously, but I like the action here in the last green bars here with the volume, so I would think that one's good. I'd buy that and trail the stop at 0.97. See if it can keep going. Next entry for Bitcoin will just be the next buy signal off our software. Hopefully the E-wave of the triangle, but that will not bring in much selling, so I might not get that. So we're probably still keying off the 76.70, the last buy signal that we had. Then we tried to confirm that again yesterday when we was down around 7,700. We confirmed that for Discord right before this last little break. Breaks got a little deeper than I wanted. We started it pretty slow, but I think today's rally is the start of the move up for the D of the triangle. So let me bring that back in here. Anybody new? There's what we've been showing. Yesterday was the B wave, got a little deeper again as I wanted. We kind of confirmed that we still was bullish around 76.90 or so, which was really the same price where we had the previous buy on the way down. So a few different ways to count this, but I really think we've done an A-B, and now we're going up to this 8,500 or so. I'll kind of zero in on that as we move here, but my guess is 8,500 for now. And then that will give us the right shoulder of a head and shoulders. Then if we pull back to 8,000, I'm sure everybody will be talking about that. Then that'll give us the E-wave low before we explode higher. Would be my guess. So this is an updated chart from the software that I've been showing. You can see here new lows over to here on the volume for this whole down move, and probably that was the B wave of the D up. So it did hold above this low here, this low, and this low. So again, that's why I was friendly, because sell volume's coming in and price still manages to make higher lows. So that's good action. What's up, Bill, Martin? What up, Dustin? So slow the daily here real quick. I mean, so that's the plan here. Like I said, we got to count it. This is the C wave ended here. A, B, and we're doing the C up. A lot of bearishness talk here, so I think when we get through 8,100, I wouldn't doubt a quick move to 8,400, and then maybe on to 8,500. If you want to scalp out of that, probably feel free to do that. Let's look at a few others here. Here's Ethereum. Let's go to 2 hour. I mean, I was calling for a triangle here as well. So again, just got a little deeper than needed. That might be a flat as well. This here A, B, C, D, E down is kind of nice. I think I got this on another chart here. But something like that we're breaking out of. So if it's a flat, then we're going to new highs. If it's a triangle, we're still going to work sideways. And then maybe finish this E wave later. So nothing else. Get a rally up to the white line up here, maybe, let's just say 265 maybe or something on a quick run on Bitcoin. Litecoin, we had more of a upward slanting. I think I showed this on the last update. Let me find that. I did have a triangle up here, which would just show continued strength. I think all I can say about Litecoin is it's headed higher. It proved that to you the other day when it ran from the 98 up to 120. That was an impressive move. So same thing, higher on Litecoin to lead the rally. Appreciate it, Antonio. XRP got a little deep down here at the lows. So rallying back again. This one I'm trying to be long. I'm just making it kind of tough. I think it will also continue higher. But got some stops at 0.385 today. Don't want to see this rally give away. Litecoin, put some stops at 116 on new ads that we bought somewhere around some 112s. Had a buy signal here at 105. Whenever I have a buy on Bitcoin like I did down there 76.70, you pretty well can just buy any coin that's acting as well as Bitcoin or better. That's kind of a Wyckoff rule. Anything acting better, you could jump on. So if you're on any small altcoins, if I get a buy on Bitcoin, if it looks better than Bitcoin, I'd be all over it. And we'll go through a few more of our usuals. Bad, I've been saying sideways for the last few weeks, so same thing there. Nothing too exciting. BNB, we've been trying to say continuous higher. Still like that one for higher. Decred, one again that we've liked for higher. What's up, Chris? So Decred maybe still work higher. EOS, back to that 650 level. After a pretty big decline off of 850. But I think would put itself slowly back together. ICX up 7%. Again, still like that one. KMD is one we've been talking about since 93 cents. It's continuing higher. We showed a 123 stop. We'd raise that now. About $1.45. And let's go down to XLM. It's a little bit weaker. One that we've owned in the past. 0.123. So that one again, I think still higher, but nothing too exciting. Matic USDT. I was calling 1970 as support. That worked. Now headed higher. I think that one would come alive again. Still higher. And then what else here? Theta USD, that's one we've shown on here multiple times, pulling back to the creek. That one still looks like it's ready to go as well, up 10% today. Where Bitcoin could be August 1st. I mean, if I was going to guess on that, I would look at the roadmap. For new people, once again, this is our buys off of the Wyckoff software. The last one was just the other day at 76.70. For some reason, TradingView's having a problem with values on here for some reason. There it's back to all right. I mean, this isn't obviously set up for time and date, but I guess I think, I mean, August 1st, I would think we'd be above 10,000, making the high that I'm looking for. We'll be looking for this, the rally off of 3120 to finally end. We've been calling for that. Anybody new on here knows, or anybody that's been on here forever knows I've been calling this triangle since like May 15th. So that roadmap has kept us out of trouble. What's up, Gary? And anybody new, because I get a little grief about it, I own WyckoffSMI.com. The institute started by Mr. Wyckoff in 1931. I solely, about 95% of what I do in the cryptos is Wyckoff, but I do throw some Elliott Wave roadmap on it. I think it helps because these markets are so emotional. I don't throw Elliott Wave on stocks. Very rarely, I might discuss it, but in cryptos, I do use it for a roadmap, and our roadmap on Elliott Wave since the lows of 3120 has been massively, has helped us. So with that in mind, once again, we're still, looks like to me, I added a little bit more Bitcoin at below 7,900, 2 hours ago in the little dip. I think we're headed to 8,400. When we go through 8,100, which I showed on the last update, we went up to 8,100 before and fell off because of lack of volume, but I think you'll see volume come in this time. So I think later today you'll see some more fireworks to the upside. Everything acts well. Litecoin 128 just made a new high for the move. So go to the 5-minute chart. Litecoin, rock and roll. And it telegraphed that move. I know the Discord, and I posted on Twitter, there was a lot of RSIs on the daily chart on Litecoin showing that price is going up without the RSI, but the way I flipped that, and I did it on Discord, is really what it was showing you is the RSI was in a correction, and Litecoin was so strong that its correction was upward slanting, which meant we were even more bullish than normal. And that's what caught the move. And I had to stop around 109 for new entries, but that's what caught this last move, is that RSI had already corrected. And my information on Litecoin, we'd also already had the correction, and the technometer was setting around neutral. So let's see if I got that here real quick. And what that was, this is from a couple days ago. But what it was the volume was coming down while price is holding. The same thing I've showed hundreds of times on here. So we was having a correction internally, but price was upwardly slanting because it was so bullish. So that's why Litecoin continued higher again. So here we are, 128. And I got some, right now I got some 116 stops in. You probably could raise those, but I don't want to get stopped out on any stupid news move or something. So That's what we're doing at the moment. What's going on, Gary? I can look at waves. Don't really have any positions in there. I don't think Nick does either at the moment. Waves USD 236 up 4%. Go to the 4-hour. Am I under the weather? I'm under no sleep. I've been going for a month with 4 hours sleep max. I'm at the point now where I can't sleep over 4 hours even if I wanted to. So getting a little run down, but whatever. There's waves. I mean, I've talked about this before. I would think we'd rally out of here stronger. So I wouldn't want $2 to give away. Really wouldn't want 218 now to give away. Or that one might just be dead money. So that's not going to update. The fly in the ointment is a Bitcoin USDT chart. The Bitcoin USD chart is getting close to overbought on the technometer. So, but I think that's just going to show this D wave is going to stop this. Why don't I sleep? Too much going on, too much activity on Discord and Twitter, and I manage crypto assets, so just too much going on. Try to go to sleep, but you're worried about a stop or a buy signal or whatever, so kind of tough. What's up, Chris? Yeah, no wallet address. Sleep coin coming. I mean, I talked about Litecoin maybe leading the rally, so I don't know if I'd sell Bitcoin for Litecoin now. Hard for me to jump on that. I mean, that would have been the trade a few days ago. I pretty well would own both anyway, so Bitcoin USDT on the charts is still way friendlier. We got the technometer at 42.76. So you can see the OP hit a new low coming into yesterday's close at 7 o'clock. This chart's just not updating. I have that problem sometimes before noon. That's why we haven't released the software. We still have a few little issues. The indicators are calculated correctly. Let's go to the 5-minute. What's up, QJ? What's up, Borgle? That's the 1-day intraday chart. Let's go to the 1 month. This is price on top, volume on bottom. This is what's making us our money. Anybody new in here? We got 360 people. We use the Wyckoff method here with a little bit of Elliott wave thrown on top of it for cryptos. So again, you see here, new low on the OP here, lower right, and price held these lows much higher than these lows. So that's still why I'm going for the triangle. And the triangle made sense back on May 15th because I don't think we're going to let people into Bitcoin at these levels. We ran through 6,000 so quick. I think we've got the shorts caught and people under owned. So I think we need a higher move to like 10 grand to get the shorts wrecked and get the longs into the market. And then from there we'll have a pullback. That's my thoughts. Let's look at the Bitcoin USD intraday because that's the one that's giving us a little bit of a overbought technometer coming. Can Bitcoin go directly to 10,000? Yeah, it can. I mean, I think we still got to do this DE, but it'll try to catch you off guard. Not many people calling the triangle like I am. A lot of people actually making fun of me. But the triangles everybody can see are the ones that don't work. A triangle that nobody can really decipher is what's going to probably end up working. So I'm guessing I'm going to be right here. If we go to 10,000 incorrect, hold on, you can see the volume here on Bitcoin USD is not as negative. That's why the technometer is more overbought. The technometer brings more volume into the equation for overbought, oversold. So still supports higher, but not as bullish. And if we bring up this is the roadmap. So if we do run to 10,000 out of this triangle, usually a triangle is fourth waves or a B wave. So if it's a fourth wave, we're going to go up into a 5. The guess of how far, how high is totally a guess at the moment. Definitely above 9,100. I just think 10,000 is a number that gets everybody bullish. And then we have a pullback. So a pullback would be back to the previous fourth, which would once again be back to the 7,900 level, where this fourth wave triangle is probably going to somewhat end. Or you could come back to this previous fourth here, back at that 6,800 level. So I think 6,800 would be in the cards. We'd break this low here. We made a 7,000 and scare some people out. So my thought would be a rally above 10 grand, a decline below 7 grand. And that'll be your last chance to buy, if that works. Appreciate it, Tammy. What's up, Cody? And then, yeah, the move back here would be a big 1-2. If anybody understands Elliott wave, that's a big 1-2. Then we'd have a wave 3 up. The wave 3 would go to probably new highs immediately. So that we'd be ending the year with some major fireworks. $2015 chart failed by 350. Yeah. So we've had a big year this year. So hopefully we'll continue that. Software's kept us out of trouble. Another thing I wanted to show, this is the UUP on the stock side. This is the DB US dollar index bullish ETF. So this is following the dollar. I was saying the other day I wanted to see a technometer overbought. So we're finally getting that, even though price is not rallying. So we might still work a little bit higher. I think there's a rally to 26.24 possible. But I think this market's rolling over. You could be short the dollar. If the dollar turns down sharply here, cryptos are going to make that move to 10 grand. So I think that'll be interesting. But this is one to be looking at. The WyckoffSMI.com. If you signed up for the free weekend review, we've been pretty hot over there. We called a sell up here looking for 47,000 on the Wyckoff wave. We got that last Monday. And on the weekend update, we said to be a buyer of stocks. And the one that went out last night, we called for a little higher early this week to keep this technometer up to overbought, and then probably a pullback to test the low we just made. So some type of pullback maybe into this area, 50% pullback or so, and then still dig out of here and go higher. TLT was a big winner for us. We'd been along that down here at 119 and 120. We gave a sell Friday and Monday up here. This was Friday, this was Monday's the exact high. We said to look for an oversold technometer. We're down to 40.82, 38's oversold. So as stocks make a high here in the next few days, I think TLT will make a low and probably continue higher to another new high for this move. So risk is much higher here, but I think that trade still works. GDX, we're long from back here. We put a stop here, and I said we'd buy a weakness because the technometer was so overbought. Today is the first sign of that, but I don't think I'd buy that yet. I'd wait for some type of ABC looking. Saw some Litecoin at 125. Is that a mistake? probably short term. I mean, it looks, I don't know how to count. I LA Wave counted this whole rally here, and I thought this was probably a 1 and a 2. And so I don't know whether we're in the middle of a 3 here with all the news coming on Litecoin or whatever. So it just showed incredible strength. So I think you just got to stay with it. So I think the real thing to do is trail the stop and don't let the upside get away from you. And the other thing the thing I do is if Bitcoin goes to 8,400, 8,500, then you've got, then I would take some Litecoin off. But if I think Bitcoin's going to rally another 500, you got to stay long Litecoin, obviously. So again, that's why I got to stop at 116, giving it room here. Will crypto market continue to disregard U.S. and global market conditions? I mean, I think U.S. stock market continues higher because of low interest rates. I think speculative juices stay here. That keeps cryptos moving higher as well. So I think when stocks fall, if they fall sharply in the future, it'll drag cryptos down. I could be wrong about that, but for right now, I think they move up in unison. Tom Lee's kind of talked about that too. Thomas Lee at Fundstrat. So we're going to go with that. Everything's moving up together. Anybody that's got money in the stock market would have no problem peeling it off and throwing some into cryptos. And I think that wave is still coming. So here, Max, I'm going to give you a wrench. There you go. And Max, you taking profits at any time can't be wrong. You need to try to lower some risk, etc. So I'd never talk you out of taking a profit. Hopefully you bought it good. Mike, I'm going to give you a wrench if you're over in our Discord. Thanks for appreciating the hard work. I do put a lot of hours in, so. We've had numerous buys on the way up from the software. I really haven't marked any up here. I mean, when I liked Bitcoin, I liked Ethereum as well. That was around the 239 level, I believe. So it hasn't done as well here, but I think we've taken out the downtrend line here, and I think we're going to head up and still do a triangle or just completed it. So I think Ethereum is still higher. Needs to firm up a little bit more. It'd be nice to see that thing up around 260. But I think it's okay. But I would trail a stop now. I think I put some stops at 232, I believe. I had 225s in that luckily survived the sell-off. Cool, Maxi. Yeah, 105 we would have had to buy on Litecoin when Bitcoin was down. So then it kind of gave you a head shake there at 112 that it was acting really, really strong. 115. What up, Matthew? So that's really about all I got. If you want to, and even Discord members here watching, I mean, Nick and I, any trades we really do, we post in charts, stocks, cryptos. That way you know definitely what we're doing. And everything else, we got main chats, member TA, where people ask questions that we answer, etc. But the meat from us is in here at charts, stocks, cryptos. We got like 310 people over there now. So easiest way to get to that is go to learncrypto.io. At the top is Patreon. Become a member. Right now we're at $40 for the monthly membership. You'll get asked every month if you want to continue. I think that's we've got a great group over there. Good money well spent. And also, if you really want to get into it, to learn more about what I'm doing, you'd go to the store and purchase the cryptocurrencies and Wyckoff course at $2.99. If you're a Discord member, you get 20% off of that. But we've got some articles about Richard Wyckoff, and also a free lesson, and also click here for all lesson excerpts. So a lot of information there. That's a watered down version of the $1,000 course at wyckoffsmi.com, which I paid $1,700 for in 1982. So I've lowered the prices to build out the community of Wyckoff. And thanks, Dustin. Yeah, 40, I think we were at 30. We locked in a lot of people at 30, but I think a lot of Discords are around 60. So we've been on fire this year, so 40 I think is a pretty good value. We're going to try to stay at that dollar amount. So that's all I got. I got some things to do. Get something to eat. So, and new people, once again, these are our buys off the low from the software. We have not had a sell. We had some short-term sells. We show up here that we're trying to do for the new Discord members to keep them active. Most people probably shouldn't be trading those. And but we haven't got a major sell. Just continued buys, and the reason to that is volume has been coming into the downside while price holds. That's happened on all this here, and that's what gave us the buy signals. So at some point we need new highs on really new highs on volume. Why price doesn't go would be a extremely good sell signal. Appreciate it, Nate, Tammy, Maxie. We got Nick in here real quick. Appreciate it, Dustin. Yeah, I'd say we do make a pretty good team. So Nick knows the fundamentals of these coins pretty well, frontwards and backwards. So anybody new here, again, we usually go live 6:30 Central Standard Time. Back behind me at our YouTube setup, Nick and I. During the day, I've been going live myself a little bit more here at my trading desk. Nick and I probably won't go live tonight unless we get big movement, since I'm doing one right now, but you never know. And if you're interested, also at learncrypto.io, we do manage assets at the Crypto PCG tab, where I manage them for 3% of your account balance. Build 1/4 of that quarterly. So appreciate it, Daniel. So I didn't run the disclaimer, but do your own research. This is not investment advice. Past results not indicative of future. And as always, I'm going to run out an outro on who is Richard Wyckoff. As far as I'm concerned, you can throw out everything else, learn some Wyckoff, learn a little bit of Elliott Wave, and follow Wyckoff. But I think in the cryptos, as I said, Elliott Wave helps a little bit because there's a lot of emotions running here. But the best thing you can do is learn some Wyckoff. If you don't have the money, go to wyckoffsmi.com and just check out the library. Go on Amazon and buy some books by Richard Wyckoff. You can learn a lot for probably $100. Batman and Robin and onesies. That's funny. All right, guys, I got stuff to do. I got a couple calls for new PCGs, so I'm out of here, and any big movement will be back. But to wrap it up, I still think Bitcoin goes to 84, 8,500 here. I've got some stops at 7,700, which is a profit on the last Wyckoff buy. And if this triangle does play that we've been showing, I would think 10,000 is going to be in the cards. So we'll worry about that as we go. But that'd be my best thought at the moment. So here's the outro.
Good afternoon. My name is Richard D. Wyckoff. Anyone who is interested in the stock, option, or commodity markets is most likely to find my life and teachings to be of great interest and value. I was born November 2nd, 1873. At the age of 15, I had my first job as a stockbroker on Wall Street, and by age 25, I had opened my first brokerage firm. I was one of the pioneers in the study of the tape and included volume studies in all my market operations. This volume and its intraday studies is what set me apart from the rest of the market gurus. There was a point that my buy and sell following was so big that it became a powerful part of the daily market. It was at this time that I became known as one of the titans of technical analysis. But all along, my lifelong endeavor was to pass on my accumulated wisdom to others. With that in mind, in 1907, I created the Magazine of Wall Street. At its height, the Magazine of Wall Street had over 200,000 subscribers. That's over 200,000 investors who wanted my thoughts on the current market conditions and trends. Finally, in 1931, I decided to take all my knowledge that I had learned about the stock market and create the Richard E. Wyckoff course of stock market science and technique. I was able to create something that established a new standard of practice in the public stock market operations. I did not claim any monopoly of stock market knowledge, but up to that time, no one else seemed willing to be so frank in offering to the public the most intimate knowledge of the inner workings of the stock market. The good news is that even though I created the Wyckoff Stock Market course back in 1931, the course has been maintained and updated throughout the years and is available to you today. Over 90 years later, my course is still available for investors and traders that want to learn the secrets to the stock market and can be found right now at wyckoffsmi.com.